Good morning, guys. We were having a lot of fun. Sorry, we said 9:30, but we were having a lot of fun. Welcome to the Yuma Entrepreneur. I cannot say that word. Entrepreneur Show. Yes, show. Yes, show. Today I have someone very special. Her name is Amber Garnica. Now, if you don't know much of the Yes Show, what I would like to let you know is that we interview entrepreneurs in our community right now. And today, the reason why this one is so special, very close to my heart, number one, I just met her today, like an hour ago.
Legit.
Yeah,
I met her.
seriously. But at the same time, it's something that it's been in my heart for a little over a month, right?
Right.
I think Steven was there about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, so I've just been like nervous for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, because he kind of knew about it. I said, can you get her ready? Basically, when he was in the show, he was letting us know his story behind his dream. And as he was speaking, I was visualizing what was going on, but I was also questioning, if he went through this, they have children, how was his spouse? What we don't really talk about often that I've noticed is that we always interview the person who's made it after they've made it, but we never really take the time to interview the spouse as much.
The backbone.
I know. I know. What does my mom say? We're the neck that moves the head.
Yes.
But yeah.
I say that one too. I say another one, but it's really inappropriate, so we won't do that one.
Okay. You can then. But okay. Anyhow.
You know, the men wear the pants in the relationship, but the woman controls the zipper. Sorry, Mom.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. See? So anyhow, today I want to know, because I know that also my husband once came to me. He told me about something that he wanted to do, and when he first told me, in my head I was thinking, no, we're not doing this. And if you guys know our story already that we posted about, I think it was August of last year, where we had already lost our home. So when my husband came to me, he told me about his dream. The first thing I thought about was, we're not doing this. Not this house. We lost our house the last time when he was doing something. I said, no, not this time. It was my first thought, although I was smiling. The first time he told me. The second time, I was just worried. So, those are things we don't think about. I feel that there are a lot of people that are out there that are married to the right spouse, but the spouse is nervous. We all go through fear. We're human. We're very nervous when they come and they tell us something. I mean, it's normal. But I feel that sometimes we feel like we are being too mean. We're not like the other entrepreneur couples. Other couples don't go through this.
The big powerhouse couples.
Yeah.
Yeah, babe, let's do it.
Exactly. You feel like they wake up and they're like, yes, we're going to do this, and that's it.
Yeah.
But really, there's a whole different story behind
usually those
what
people
people
have a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonus.
Yeah. Why not? But I don't think we talk about the real deal.
Okay.
And I think today, this is something that I want to share with you because I think we're going to have quite a bit in common when it comes to that. We've spoken just a little bit before the show, and I can see it now that we have a little bit in common there. We probably have more in common, but I didn't want to go so much into it because I want to know right now. I know, right now. So the first question that I want to ask you, and just to let you guys know, there's no disrespect towards Amber when I look down. I'm just making sure that I don't forget any of the questions that I know you guys want to hear. But is there one word that describes your childhood?
Oh my God, that was not a practice question. Okay, one word. Shit. Oh, I already got it.
That's okay.
I don't really know if I have. My childhood was a little, sad but good. I lost my sister when I was really young. I cussed and I'm gonna cry already. I lost my sister when I was 8 years old. She was mentally handicapped. She was in a wheelchair. She needed help her whole life. She died when she was 5. She had Rett syndrome. And ultimately what took her was a seizure. She died from that. And then a month later, my dad, who was in and out of the picture, he tried, but he died a month after my little sister died. Yeah, tragic, right? So when I was 8, I lost 2 people that you should have your entire life with. I lost them when I was 8. My mom at that time was with this great guy who has been my stepdad, raised us. I don't even remember how old I was, but I know he was there the last couple years of my sister's life. And he got a job offer here, and we moved here, and my mom felt that it was appropriate to move us here to start fresh, because we all needed a fresh start. So my childhood was, I remember a lot of sadness, like growing up, and my real dad tried. He did, but he just wasn't the best father. So I remember a lot of bad stuff from that. And then that happened to my little sister, and then that happened to my dad, and you're confused because you don't know if you should be happy because of the bad stuff that did happen, that now he can't hurt your family, or if you should be sad because you lost your dad and then you lost your sister. So my mom knew we needed to just start fresh, and we moved here, and I thank her for that, because me and my sister, we thrived here, and I remember so much good here. So
you have another sister?
I do. I have an older sister. She's in the Navy. Hoorah.
Wow.
Or is that military? Was that Marines? I don't know. She does a chant. And she's been in 15 years. So I have another sister. She's stationed in San Diego, so we're really close. So, yeah, I don't want to say my childhood was just sad, but I do remember a really sad part. And then we came here, and it was awesome. It was an adventure. It was different. We came from Texas, and it's humid. Texas. And let me tell you, I will take Arizona dry heat over humidity any day. I can't. Really? Yeah, I can't survive over there anymore. It's too hot, and the mosquitoes are bigger.
Yeah, I'm from Puerto Rico. I can see that.
It doesn't do good for my hair.
It's a small island, yet everything's huge. Mosquitoes. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, we're getting off the subject. But all right, is there a memory or an event that you can say that has happened throughout your life where you can say, I am who I am today because of this?
Yeah. So I have a little boy, Aiden.
Oh, good name.
Yes. He would be the reason I am who I am because of him. I am who I am because of 4 main people in my life. So I have my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom's amazing. My mom's a really, really strong woman. She raised us on her own for a long time. Single parent with 3 girls and 1 who was mentally and physically handicapped. Had to do everything for her. She was in a wheelchair. She couldn't do anything in her daily life by herself. We all had to help. And she taught us to never depend on a guy. You never depend on a guy. You never depend on anybody. You do everything for yourself. Mm-hmm. And if people help you along the way, then good. But don't expect anybody to help you in life. Don't expect anything that you're going through to be easy. Mm-hmm. And you don't just deal with it. You just do it. Don't feel sad that this is what's happening to you. You just do it. She got up every day, took care of my little sister, took care of us, and never complained about it. At least to us. Maybe she cried in the room by herself, or did things like that. I think every parent does when they start to feel like they're doing a bad job or something, but my mom was amazing in that, and she taught me to be the strongest woman I can be. My husband taught me to be the most vulnerable. I know, I always was like, no, and I don't need a guy, and I'm going to do things on my own, and I like being able to do what I want to do, and having my money, and doing this, and I don't need a guy like that, and I don't need a guy to take care of me, and it made it really hard for him.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm going to do what I want, when I want, I'm going to talk to whoever, I'm going to do this, and I don't need a guy, and a guy should respect that. And I learned that, I needed him, and he taught me to, need him, and, want him, and he's taught me how to love, and how to, let people in, and especially when you're mean to them, not just to rub it off, and it's okay. So he made me the most vulnerable, and I do hate him for that, because I think he made, I feel like when I'm with him, I don't feel as strong. Not in a bad way, but I love him so much that he makes my heart so big. Mm-hmm. And that's good. But and then I have a little one. My little one, Evan, he's 3. I'm crying a lot already. I think we're only in 4 minutes.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
You brought tissues. This is awesome. Okay, so I have a son, Evan. He's 3. Mm-hmm. That boy, man, he's my wild child. But he has taught me to be the best mom I can be because he tests my patience every day. And every time I think like I'm a bad mom or whichever, he'll put his arms around me and go, I just love you, Mom, you're the best ever. So every time I think like, God, don't yell at him or don't put him in timeout because what are you really teaching him? Like talk to him. Or I try to talk to him and I try to do what 9911 says, you know, and it doesn't work. I feel like a bad mom, and he has taught me to be more patient, to take time and just focus on him and just be a better mom. Aiden has my heart. Oh my God, that kid. Oh, so Aiden's my 9-year-old, and he has epilepsy. He was diagnosed when he was 10 months old, so we are going on, I believe it'll be 10 years in August that he's had epilepsy. He has my heart. He has made me the person who I am today, because who I was a long time ago is not somebody that I'm proud of. Like, I think that created who I am now. Like, I was a cheerleader in high school, and I didn't think that I was snobby or stuck up or like had a bad attitude or anything like that. Now when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, Amber, you are horrible. Like, you probably were snobby and stuck up and mean to people and just talked all this shit and, you know, whatever. And my bark was worse than my bite. But I'm not that person anymore. And he had taught me that. Like, I had him really young. I had him when I was 22, and Steven was, he was 20. He turned 21 when I was pregnant. We were really young. And we were the first of our friends to have a baby. And let me tell you, you learn real quick who your friends are when you are that young. And I didn't get to do my early 20s, you know, like when everybody's like partying and doing all this. And he taught me that that was not important at the time. That it didn't matter who liked you. It didn't matter what kind of person you thought you were or anything like that. Like, he taught me to be a better person. He got really sick, and his epilepsy started kicking in. I remember we would go to the hospital, and when he was almost 2, that was like the worst time ever. He would get like 10 in one day, and we would go to the hospital, and we'd be hospitalized, and you would see him pretty much suffocate 10 times a day, you know, not breathing, turning purple, and watching his heart rate, you know, having all these people come in and turn him on the side, and you have no idea what's going on because you're so young, and you have no idea what's going on. And your family's in there, and you're trying to keep it together for your son, and you're trying to figure out what they're doing, and you're paying attention, but your family is losing their shit because they've never seen it. You know, my father-in-law, he had never seen anything like that, and he was bawling. My mom, my son at the time looked just like my little sister. Shaggy hair, everything. He looked just like my little sister. So that took my mom back to a really dark place, and she lost it. And friends of mine that would come and see him, they were like, oh my God, you know, it wasn't okay. And I didn't understand what the doctors were saying, and I didn't understand what was happening. And then they use these big medical terms when they're trying to teach you something, which doesn't make any sense because you don't know what's happening. And I was like, that's it. I have to be better for him. At the time I was just bartending, and I was like, what is this going to do for him? How do I get better at this? I don't always have, we don't have insurance right now. How am I going to do all this? Because he needs this. He needs help. So I decided, because of him, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to be a nurse. And I'm going to know exactly what they're saying, and I'm going to know exactly why he's getting this medication, and I'm going to know exactly what it's going to do to him. And I'm going to do my best to figure out how to fix him at home. Not like I'm going to come up with remedies and I'm going to fight for a cure, and I'm going to come up with this amazing cure for epilepsy, but I'm going to be able to be the best person to take care of him. And when I go to the doctor, they're not going to make me feel bad that I don't know what I'm doing. And it took me 5 years, but I eventually finished nursing school, and I thank him for that, because I feel like if he would have never come into my life, and not if he would have never had epilepsy, but if he would have never pushed me like that, then I probably still would be doing the same thing. I would, you know, and it's no offense to people who bartend or anything like that, but I would never be progressing in my life the way I should. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who does that, but he would have never made me become a better person or a better mom if it wasn't for him. So I thank him every day, and he will never know how much he's done for me. He will never know. But he is the main person who has made me who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, my other 3 helped a lot, but he got up every single day, and he fights every single day, and he doesn't realize it. And he's so amazing, and he just does it, you know. And we're struggling a little bit with like him having confidence with it, but it's getting better. But I feel like if he can get up every day and he can do this and he can be amazing, then so can I.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's funny how kids, before we have kids, we view the world as kids are just about babies and raising them and correcting them. And little do they know that they change our lives.
Mm-hmm.
They change us. I know my oldest is a lot like me when I was younger, before I allowed the world to make me into this tough person. And when she came, she was a great reminder.
Yeah.
You know, and you're saying that, and I'm like, oh my God.
They make you so vulnerable.
Yeah.
They do. Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
That's my daughter. She's just everything about her. It's like, I remember. And so I still tell her today, don't allow the world to change you. Ever, ever, ever. Because it's going to test you. But don't ever allow it. Because she's just amazing to me. She's an inspiration to me every single day. Now, Aiden, my little one, he's something else. He tests me every day.
You have two children?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, somebody told me it's a second child syndrome. Like,
Could be.
I don't know. Evan, he started walking when he was almost 10 months old. By the time he was 12, 13 months, he pulled the dishwasher down, climbed up it. I have pictures. And would take the water thing and spray it all over the kitchen.
Wow.
He's going to be 4. So let me just tell you, like I told you, I do blonde, so you can't see all the whites. He gives me so much white hair and so many heart attacks every day. He just, no fear.
That's mine.
No fear.
And then he does the same thing. He goes, Mommy, you're so beautiful.
Right?
And you're like,
And then and then they do that and they make you cry.
Yeah.
You're crying because you're frustrated, but then you're crying because they're so adorable.
because you got frustrated in the first place.
Right? How could you not? How could you just not love that face?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my Aiden. Now, I will tell you, like I said before, when I heard your husband's story, while he was speaking, I was thinking, I really need to know her side. I need to know how it was. Now, I know you, for the hour or so that I've known you now, you seem to be very honest. And
Sometimes too honest. Yeah.
sometimes too honest. Yeah, I know the feeling. But I have to ask you, who came up with the dream of what you have today? For those people who don't know, what do you and your husband have today? And who was the first one to say, I have something in mind and I think it's going to work out?
Well, okay. Ooh, I'm so happy I get to say this side. Okay, and he's probably laughing if he's watching this because
He's probably saying, okay, turn it off.
He's going to be like, crap, I already know what she's going to say. Now, whose idea was it to make the gym? I'll give it to you, Stephen. That was you. But had it not have been for me, so I guess all the stress is my fault then. All this worrying that comes back to me. A couple years ago, I told Stephen, oh, I really want to try CrossFit. They have it, I didn't know it was CrossFit Yuma at the time, but they had it in the old mall. There was like an MMA gym there too, and they had it there. And I told him, let's do it. I want to do this class. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. We're going to do this. I don't want to do that. He was going to Snap Fitness, I think, at the time. And he had his little gym regimen that he was doing, and he was all into it. You know what I'm talking about, Stephen.
He's laughing right now.
Oh, yeah. No, he knows because he
turned it off.
As soon as he heard the question, he was like, crap. So I told him to go with me. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no. So I went by myself. And I threw up. It was awful. But in a good way. Like, I was like, oh, my God, I didn't think I was this out of shape. But it was so much fun. And I told him, they made me throw a ball in the air. And I had to get on this rower thing. And I don't know what I was doing. I almost fell off of it. Like, it was awesome. But he was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. That's stupid. Just everything that everybody else says about CrossFit, he said it too. Mm-hmm. And then a year passed or so, and I got pregnant. I was like 5 months pregnant, and he was like, oh yeah, my friend wants me to go do this class with him. I didn't think of anything of it because at that time, and I don't know if they still do, but Snap Fitness had different classes, and we had done like a cardio class together one time there, like a boot camp class. And so I was like, oh, it's one of those classes, not a big deal. Okay, go have fun with your friend. Yay, Zumba. And can you imagine Stephen doing that? He can't do that. But he went, and it was a CrossFit class. Let me tell you, when I like things and I ask you to do them for me or I want to try it, I want you to try it with me.
Right.
So I was super pissed, pissed, when he said, oh, I went to this class and it was CrossFit. In my, you know, like when in movies where they like do something to somebody, but then they come back and it's like normal. They're like, oh, they react. Yeah. In my head, I was jumping out of my body, choking him like, I told you to go with me. And I was like, you what? I was so mad because I asked him the year before to go with me and he just put it down. And then he finally went and goes, and I loved it and it's awesome. And when you're done having the baby, we should do it. Oh, Lord. I was so pissed. And he loved it. And he went almost every day when he could. And he would go for like 3 hours, which pissed me off even more because he would go an hour before to like warm up and practice stuff. Then he would do the class that was an hour. And then he'd go an hour after to like practice the skills and stuff like that. And I was mad because he was so invested in it and I wanted to do it with him, but I couldn't because I was pregnant. And then I was like right after and he was loving it and he's losing 20 pounds and getting stronger and doing these things on the rings. And
in the meanwhile, you're pregnant.
I'm gaining weight and doing all this, you know, feeling like my insides are ripping apart and I can't even hold my pee. And
it's true. Things happen.
I was so mad at him. And then when I was able to go, I was even more mad and frustrated because he had gotten so good at it that we didn't get to grow together that I sucked at it. I still kind of suck at it. I just do it so I don't cry in the dressing rooms. I'm not that good at it. So he did that and I like hated him for it. Hated him. Not like in a bad way, but in like a competitive spirit way. Like, you would do that. You did this on purpose so that I would suck when we did it so I couldn't beat you, you know. And then they came to him and they were like, oh, you know, we want you to coach because you're doing really good. Because he would do it and then he would help other people, but he wasn't coaching. But he would say, oh, well, this is how I do it. Or, you know, I learned this movement or I watched this thing or I researched this thing. And people just clicked with him. He's just a people person.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I know, everybody says that. Everybody loves him. And
I'm sorry, but he is. He's a really nice guy.
So he clicked really well and they asked me if he wanted to be a coach and so he paid to be a coach, which is like I don't even know, like a level 1, just a level 1 CrossFit instructor. The class is $1,000 for 1 weekend to be. That's a lot of money. So I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna pay $1,000 for that? But he was like, no, you get it back because then I start coaching classes and then I can get paid for that. So it's like, okay, save up the money. He goes, he loves it, and he loved coaching and he loved doing that and it was so awesome for him. I'm not a good person to coach. Like if you're not my husband, then I can be a good coach. They say I talk too much though. Like the other coaches, like, oh, Amber, shh, don't talk. Okay. But when he coaches me, I'm just like, I know what I'm doing, Steven. I know the movement, so I'm not easy to coach by him. But everybody loves Steven. Everybody loves his coaching. And then that's when he decided to do the gym.
When he said, or did he? Did he say, I want to open a gym? Or how was that?
When Steven said, he didn't say it in so many words in the beginning. Steven worked a lot 1 month. He worked a lot of extra coaching and stuff. And he got a bigger check. I think it was like almost $1,000 check. Which he would coach on the side and it was a side job. So it wasn't like always like this big check. It was like a bonus one. And when we got it, it was like, yeah, we have a little extra money this month. Yeah. So I was excited because I'm like, oh, we're gonna buy something for the house, or we're gonna go to Disneyland or whatever. And it's not even that much money, but like still, I was like, oh, he's gonna take it somewhere. We're gonna do something. No. Do you know what he did? He bought weights for the house, which didn't make sense to me because you're already coaching and you're already going to the gym. What do you need weights at the house for? Like you're already gonna spend all your free time there. Why is he gonna be at the house? So he spent like $900. That whole check, not even like half, like, oh, let me buy something for you guys. No, the entire check went to, I think it was one bar, and weights. And it wasn't even weights that I could use, so I'd be like, oh, okay, it's for both of us. It was like heavy weight, like the weight started at like 90 pounds. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that deadlift? You can only deadlift so many times. What is that gonna do for the rest of this? And
all of this.
Yeah. So then I was mad because I'm like, that's selfish. I can't believe you. That is so selfish of you. And he got upset. And I was like, I can't believe you did that. You just spent all that money on weights when you're going to be at the gym anyways. What do you need to be here to practice? You already spent 3 hours like every day at the gym practicing. What do you need that for? And he told me, it's like, no, you're selfish. Because I earned this money doing something extra and I deserve this. I deserve this piece to get better, to you know, some people can't go to the gym and they want me to help them out. And I want to do this here. Or my friends want to come here and work out. I'm like, oh my God, great. Now we're gonna have all these people here. And at this time, I had just started to be a nurse. So now I was working, like, so now when I'm trying to sleep, you're gonna be having people over, like, banging weights and stuff. He's like, no. Yeah, and he was like, no, we'll go around it, it'll be fine. And that was when it started. And then he started training his cousin out of the gym, and then he started, you know, his friends would come over more, and they would do more sessions, and I would just kind of sit there and watch, because I couldn't lift that heavy weight, and I'd be like, oh, okay. Then he started getting kettlebells and wall balls and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could do some of this, that's fine. Then it was too big, like, it got too big, and there was this little tiny spot in the garage, and he was like, well, my parents have a ranch, I'm just gonna use this little tiny part of the shed, little tiny part. I don't know if you've seen pictures, like, he was talking about, like, literally this little 6x6 space, like, that he would train people there. People would go out there, and there'd be all this crap that was stored, but they didn't care, they just would train with him.
You know what it is, though? When there's a certain energy in someone, and he has that energy, or when you can deeply see it in a good coach's eyes that he's passionate about this and he's serious about it, you will drive.
Yeah.
You know, you would drive somewhere.
I thought it kind of went away, like, oh, his friends are just coming. It wasn't until we went to the CrossFit Games. So it'll be like almost 2 years ago. We went, and I remember coming back, and they were, you know, it was Steven and me and Catherine and his best friend Sam Fields. It's your fault too. He was in the car, and they were all pumped up. Yeah, which one won, da da da, all this stuff. And Steven was like, yeah, you know, like, oh, stuff like that just makes me want to open up a gym. And Sam Field, good old Sam Field, was like, yeah, we should do it. Let's just open up a gym. And I wasn't even paying attention, because I'm like, these guys are just pumped up. I'm just looking at something. And I was like,
you gotta read between the lines.
Hell no. And he was just feeding Steven, like, yeah, we'll do this. We'll take out like a $30,000 loan, and we'll do all this. And I'm like, no, we're not taking out a loan. You're not quitting your job to do this. Like, we're not doing this. We just finally got 2 incomes again. Like, we're just getting on our feet. Like, we're not opening up a gym. You're not taking out a loan, you know. And Sam's just feeding him, and he's like, yeah, we could do this, and then I'll buy this, and then you could buy that, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. You're not quitting your job. You are not doing any of that. And I kind of thought, like, oh, it's pushed to the side, you know, like, these guys are joking, they're just pumped up, too much rich froning in the air, like, they're just pumped up. And it kind of, like, went away for a little bit. He did, like, some kind of side training, still trained at the other gym, like, coaching, and still had his job. So I thought it went away for a little bit, but it didn't.
What happened?
He had some clients come, some friends of ours that came, and he never advertised. And still to this day, we've never advertised. Like, we've never made a commercial, we've never done any of that, we've never done anything. Like, he didn't even have a Facebook account for it, like, for the first, like, 6 months. It was all word of mouth, and it was all people who would come and they would post. So
that's a big thing too.
Yes,
it's
so
a big deal to grow like that.
It probably wouldn't have gotten that big if there wasn't for those people. So he first was training his cousin, and his cousin posted all the time. Richie, she posted all the time. She was working out, pictures of kettlebells, all this stuff. So then some of her friends saw, and Alex Porches came, and then Christy came, and Bart came. And if you know Bart, he knows everybody. So when he would post pictures, that's enough advertisement there. Like, those 3 just posted all the time, and more and more people came. And 2 went to 4, that went to 10, and then Steven was like, oh my God, I have too many people, and they want these times. So then he went from 1 class to 2. Well, now I'm gonna do 2. Okay, Steven, but you still have to coach at the other place. Okay, I will. I'll just tell him I can do these classes. Okay, but you still have to work. Okay, no, I will. So then he just started spreading himself too thin. And then he was buying more and more stuff. And I'm like, what do you need all this for? And he was like, well, because I need more weights. And I'm like, Steven, we don't need to take out a load. Like, we don't need, this is fine. Like, why is this not enough for you? Why do you need that? Like, you have a job, you're training, like, why? And so he was smart about it. Every single thing he made from that, he would just take the money that they paid. And it, you know, at the time it wasn't even a lot. He'd pay like $20, $30 a month, right? And he would take the money that those like 4 to 10 people paid him, and he would buy new equipment. And and it was a slow process, but he did it. So literally what he has, like, he's worked for.
Mm-hmm.
And every single person that's been there, they've all contributed. Like, if you've ever worked out at Hidden Valley, like, you technically, well, I shouldn't say it, but you own a little piece of that. Mm-hmm. And because you've purchased that. And I remember getting so mad when he came to me and he was like, I'm going to leave the other gym. And I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And he was just like, I have a vision for a gym. And he was trying to share that vision with them, but they didn't have the same one. Mm-hmm. And they were comfortable. And he was ready to grow. And he was ready to do these amazing things. And so he did. And so he left that gym and he started training more. But he still had his job.
What was he doing at the
He
time?
was working with his dad owned a trucking company, opened up a trucking company, and he was doing that with his dad. And then they had 4 trucks and they went down to 2, so it wasn't as much work, so he was kind of working with his dad part-time.
Oh, okay.
So he was like an office manager. Mm-hmm. He was like a secretary, mm-hmm. kind of. And a stay-at-home dad. Because he pretty much, while I went to nursing school, stayed home with our little one, Evan. So
you worked nights and then he worked days?
Yeah.
Is that how you guys rotated?
Pretty much.
And it's hard. I've been there.
Very hard.
Yeah, because you don't really...
We don't see each other. Mm-mm. And then when we did, he was gone doing that.
Yeah, or whenever you do have a time off, it's hard because you're trying to get your sleep pattern and his sleep pattern and not trying to be grumpy, but you are because your body's tired. And mm-hmm. Gosh, I remember... How many hours did you sleep at that time, you would say?
Well, like when I would do, even now, like I only sleep like 4 to 6 hours is usually what I get. Like and every time, like if I work 3 nights in a row, each night I get less and less sleep. My body just can't sleep. And then my son wasn't in preschool yet, so they would come home and our house isn't huge, so and it echoes, so you can hear whatever they're doing. Yeah. So you just don't sleep. And then my son would want me, and then he would come in the room, and then he would take him out, and then he would come back in. So it was just a cycle.
Yeah. Now, was there a point when, let's say, he quit his job, he started his dream, where you felt like we're doing and paying the price, but I see nothing happening?
I think the first couple months were like, oh, okay, there's more people coming. Oh, there's more people. Okay, this is working. And, but again, we went from when I was going to school, he was just pretty much one income. I only worked on the weekends and it wasn't even that much. And if I had a final, like I didn't even work that weekend. So we only had one income. So we were finally going back to 2. And I know it shouldn't be about money and it shouldn't be about any of that, but money does make the world go round. Yeah. And you do want to provide things for your kids that they want, and you want to be able to do certain things, maybe not luxurious things, but just certain things. And now we're going back to one income. Mm-hmm. And he would contribute as much as he could, and he would do that. But the gym was growing so much that everything he was making he had to put back in because he didn't have enough bars anymore, and now he needed more kettlebells. And then he had to he had to be creative and be like, okay, instead of doing kettlebells like lunges with this, we'll do it with plates. That way we're not doing anything with the bar because this class doesn't have enough. Like, he was super creative with that. But I saw that like so many people were coming that we didn't have enough equipment. And then I was like, people are going to stop coming. Like, these classes are getting too big. There's only 3 or 4 classes, and people are going to stop coming because it's too chaotic. It's organized chaos. And I started to think like, oh my God, and the summer's coming and our gym is outside. Like, we're going to fail. And when we fail, what are we going to do? Because he left his job. Now we have my income. And thank God now I have insurance, so we're okay. But at 30 years old or so, so I'm 32, it doesn't matter. But, in your 30s, you realize, like, you start thinking about the future. You start thinking, okay, 401ks. Okay, we need this. We need to have our retirement setting up because I'm only starting my career and I'm 30. Mm-hmm. Not a smart move, Amber. Not a smart move. So, I was thinking like that, like, oh my God, he's starting a gym. We're still trying to make money. I have a 401k, but this guy doesn't, which means when we get old and we're like 80, we're going to be living on a fixed income, and I'm not going to get to be able to be the volunteer. We're working. I'm going to have to be the Walmart door greeter still making an income because this is what we're doing. Because we were like, let's just start our business and not have a 401k and let's do this. So now I got to be the Walmart door greeter when I'm 80 instead of the volunteer that gets to drive the cart around at YRMC. You know, I have goals in life. I want to drive the cart. I don't want to be the door greeter. And so I think about those things and I'm like, oh my God, like if this fails, what are we going to do? Like, what are you going to do in life? You know, this was your dream. And maybe this is his dream now and his dream later is going to change. Because dreams change. When we first got together, he wanted to be the district manager of Zoomies. And that's what he wanted to do. He loved Zoomies. He wanted to do this. This was awesome. And that was great. And I supported him. I'm like, okay, wherever you want to go. I can't drive on freeways, so good luck. Like, let's be somewhere rural because I don't want to be anywhere near freeways because I'll end up killing us. You know, and that's good because I don't think that he should have the same dream when he's 18, when he's 30. I hope when he's 50, he has bigger aspirations. You know, maybe he has a branch and he has more than one gym, or maybe he has, you know, somewhere else, or maybe he has people training, but he's actually doing seminars or something somewhere else. I hope he changes because I don't want to be 50 married to the same guy I was when I was 18 or when I was 30. And I think that's where people forget about the support. Like, they think, wow, I can't do this because he's not the same guy I wanted. We wanted the same things when we were younger. We had the same dreams, and now they're changing. And now he doesn't want the same things. Good. That person shouldn't want the same things they wanted when they were 18. That person shouldn't want, you know, at 50 what they wanted when they were 21. They should want different. They should be different. They should be changing and evolving. But you should be changing and evolving with them. Exactly. You shouldn't be the same 21-year-old person saying, we need to get divorced because you don't understand. You don't understand. This is what we wanted when we were younger, and now, you know, we're halfway through our life and we're not on the same page.
Yeah, you hit a few subjects there that are very true. Number one, I do like the fact that you did get to do what you wanted to do at 30, even though you're hitting yourself a little. Well, because you know what, there's so many stories of huge entrepreneurs that really didn't get to achieve what they wanted to achieve, or even know that they were going to change the world until even after they were 35, 40, even 50 and 60. They didn't know until then. So I really disagree. This is my personal opinion, guys, sorry. I disagree when somebody says at the age of 18, I know what I want to do. Because first of all, I'm about to turn 40 and I'm just figuring out who Ada is. Yeah. That's just it. So to know what you want to do, to know what you want to do at the age of 18, I don't think so. I think you have an idea of how much money you want to earn. Or a false idea of how much money you want to earn.
Yeah. Like, you want to earn this much money, and you don't want to work for that. Like, you don't want to work to earn it.
Yeah. Exactly. So the fact that you achieved what you wanted to at the age of 30, that's what you wanted to do. You know, because it may change at 40. But I think that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing because you're more serious about it than if you were to say, I'm just going to go to school for teaching at 18, and then you figure out at 25.
You hate kids.
Yeah. It's too many kids. You know, I don't like kids. And then you're going, I got to go back to school. How many people out there are probably thinking that?
A lot of people. Well, there was a lot of people in my nursing class that this was their second career they were going into because they didn't like their first one. You know?
See? Yeah.
So, and I feel like you're allowed to have many dreams.
Yeah, why not?
But I feel like when you have a dream and you've already started a family, it's a lot harder. And so he wants to do this thing, and he wants to be, you know, I wish when people ask me like, oh, you're so supportive, you know, like you did so amazing supporting Steven. Look at what you guys have created, and look at how awesome he is. It kills me every time they say that. Oh, it breaks my heart because I wish they knew. Like, I want to be that person. I want to be that person that's like, yeah, he said, let's do it. And I was like, fuck yeah, babe, let's do this. We're going to be amazing, and we're going to be so awesome, and you're going to kick ass at this, and you're going to be great. But I wasn't. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, now we're going to be broke again. Now we're going to be more stressed out. I already said I don't get to be the cart, you know, driver. I have to be the door greeter now, because I'm already thinking like 80 years ahead of now, you know, our kids are in school. How are we going to do this? I'm working nights. Like, what are you thinking? Like, why? Why do you want to do this? We're fine. We're fine. Why? But he wasn't. He was miserable. He was so sad, so, like, he just wasn't happy. And it's not that he wasn't happy with me, you know, but he, that wasn't a sexual that, maybe a little bit. That was a little bit. Sorry, Steven. But, he was happy with his family, you know, that part. But, like, he wasn't happy with who he was at that point in life. And he would tell me, he's like, you know, I not jealousy or anything, but, like, I wish I could be you. Like, you said, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to do it. And he's all, how does that make you feel? He tells me all the time, like, how does that make you feel? Like, a couple years ago, you know, you graduated nursing school and now you're going on your second year of nursing, or, you know, when something big at work happens and I'm like, oh my God, guess what happened? You know, and I tell him and he goes, how does that make you feel? I'm like, that feels awesome. I remember in the beginning, like when I was graduating and I was doing all that, he was so happy for me, but you could tell like he was sad because he wanted to be just as amazing, you know, and to me and to his kids, you know, and to his family he was, but to him he felt like he wasn't doing what he wanted to do. And I felt like no matter how much I didn't want him to do it because I was scared, because I was afraid, or because I was like, we're going to fail at this, and just, you know, we might lose our house, or we're going to lose this, or, you know, we can't afford not to pay for Aiden's medicine, and what if I lose my job or something, like, we're going to fail at this. What happens if we fail? And that's the pessimistic side of me, and he's an optimistic, so we work pretty well together, because I always go, you know, 10 different reasons on why this is going to fail, and he's like, but here's like 2 reasons why it's going to work, you know. And when I went to him and said, okay, I want to be a nurse, he didn't once say, give me all these negatives. I gave him all these negatives, like, oh, but then I don't know what to do about this, and he goes, no, we're going to do it. You're going to go to school, you're going to be a nurse, and we're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to do whatever it takes, and we're going to make it work. It doesn't matter. I wish I could say that I did that for him, and I did it. And it breaks my heart when people ask me, like, God, that's so awesome that you just support your husband like that. Because I did it in the beginning. I fought him tooth and nail. And even when he buys too much stuff still, like when we're at the CrossFit Games, I'm like, Steven, and it's not our money, it's the gym's money, but I'm like, oh, it makes me sweat thinking about it. But I still fight him on certain things. I'm right on a lot of them. Like, we don't need that. I'm telling you from a client's perspective, like, we don't even really use that. Don't worry, we don't need to buy that part. Let's buy this. This is more important. I wanted to be that person. Like, now when I think back on it, because it is being so successful, because it is better, I wish I could have been that supportive wife. I wish I could have been amazing and been like, yes, I'm going to be just as supportive as you were. But I was scared. Like, I'm still scared. I was scared and mad and like frustrated, and I couldn't change that. I can't change that now, but that's how I honestly felt. And I wanted to scream half the time, and we fought all the time about dumb stuff. Like, why don't you wash the dishes? You spend all this time there and you clean the gym, ridiculous, and all this. Why don't you wash the dishes? Why am I the only one doing this? I work 12, 13-hour shifts, sometimes 14, you know, 3 days in a row. Sometimes, you know, I have breaks in between. But I do this every single day. Why can't you? And I'm not saying that, you know, some people believe women should do all the chores. Okay, I get that, but you know, he can help. It's fine. Yeah. His dad will tell you differently, but no, he can help. But that was, you know, we weren't just fighting over gym stuff, we were fighting over house stuff, but it was because I was frustrated too, or I wasn't seeing him enough, or he was always there, or, oh, even if he wasn't there, he had to clean it, or he had to do something, and if he wasn't there, he was planning, and I'm just like, ugh.
It's that silent stress that entrepreneurs and their homes go through that not a lot of people know. Is it worth it? Like in our situation, you know that at the end of the day it's worth it, but it hurts and it breaks you down. And I think it's one of those things that make you question the journey, but when you question it, it's almost like you answer it by strengthening yourself and saying, this is worth it. Now, when I hear you say, I wish I was more supportive, I think that what I'm hearing is you were probably the strongest reason, and your fear was the strongest reason why he continued, because it was more.
Can't prove me wrong.
It was more of, no, I need to show her my vision.
Yeah.
Like, she needs to see what I'm feeling, what I see, and I have to work harder so she can see it.
Yeah.
And I have to work harder to not fail at this. because it's really hard when I've sat down with my husband and I really contemplate of how much he has in his shoulders, you know, because for us, we have a lot in our shoulders as females. We have a lot. I was just sitting down with somebody and I said, in fact, we were talking about it last week, where I said, excuse me, I said, women have a lot of pressure, especially if you are a female that's, excuse me, I'm going to start choking, a female that works. You have to get up early, make sure the kids are ready, make sure that they don't die that day and they eat. You got to make sure that you are, you know, according to what the world, let's just be real here. We have to be fit, we have to be healthy, our skin needs to glow, our hair needs to glow. We need to come home and bring some of the bacon and pay the tuition and make sure the house looks clean. And you're like, oh. But then at the same time, with the guy, if he feels like he fails like everything in his family fails. The house is lost. The kids won't have anything. There will be no bacon, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if also throughout that time he was thinking, he was hearing you and he was thinking, this breaks my heart to see her. I need to show her that this is going to work. And I can't fail. I can't fail. You know, so you probably, without knowing, did him a favor.
Hopefully.
And
I did you a favor, Stephen.
And making him stronger, because even if you weren't going to do it, somebody else, the world was going to get him and make him tougher. So it was good that in one aspect you're like, no, it's not going to work, because it's one of those cons, you know, okay, what if this, okay, then this, what if this, and then this. So he began to plan, is what I'm hearing, according to the what ifs that you were saying.
Yeah.
There's this, we can't fail, you know. Now, for what it sounds like, there were probably a few times where you wanted to throw in the towel. And you're like, we're done. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Were there times like that? Now,
I think that comes with like anything in life. It's not just being an entrepreneur, but like there's anything in life. Like anytime like with a job or with school or with anything you do, sometimes parenting, you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm done. Why did these things not come with an instruction manual? Like, I don't understand. We're supposed to create these things. You're supposed to create not only human beings, but make them into an amazing gentleman for other people's daughters or, you know, husbands and all this stuff. Like, you're supposed to create these tiny human beings, but you're also supposed to create this amazing job for yourself to set your future up, not only for you, but for them. And it's a lot of pressure. And so many times you just want to give up. And so many times you just want to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
And it's okay to say that.
Yeah.
You know, it is okay. I think we feel as moms that it's not okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, Evan ate chocolate for breakfast. And I was like, it's Mother's Day. You can't even judge me today.
Whatever. You know,
I'm not even going to lie. He had 2 pieces. And Steven said, are you really giving him chocolate for breakfast? I'm like, it's Mom's Day.
But they're going.
I'm not making breakfast. We're going to your grandma's for Manolo, so he can have chocolate.
Mama's Day is a good day.
Yeah.
Just saying. He ate a lot. How do you balance life, being a busy mom, a wife?
I drink a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of anything with caffeine, and I cry a lot.
Coffee's good.
Yeah, I cry a lot. That's how I balance it.
Coffee's very good.
I've learned to work in zombie mode. Like, I remember when I first started nights, oh my God, my first night, I was like, what? Like, I was dying. And I cried to Steven. I cried to him before I went back to work. I was like, I don't want to do it. Please let me quit. I don't want to work nights. I can't. This feeling of working nights and not sleeping, it feels yucky. And I remember somebody at work, I was like, how do you guys get used to it? They're all, give it 2 months, you'll get used to being a zombie. Oh, I was like, there's no way. Let me tell you,
it's true.
They were genius, because you do. You live off coffee. I cry a little bit, a lot. You know me, I cry a lot. And I just do it. The thing that cracks me up is, like, people will tell, like, me and Steven, like, how do you guys do it all? How do you, like, do this? And how did you go to school and, like, be a mom? And, like, you work nights and you have 2 kids and you know, you still find time to go to the gym or whichever. I don't think about it.
Just do it.
I don't think about it. Because the minute that I sit down and I go, okay, this is what we have to do. This is it. Oh my God, oh my God. Like, the minute I sit down to really think how chaotic my life is, I mentally and physically break down.
And you stop.
And And then I get all stressed out, and then I just start taking it out on Steven, or I take it out on my kids, or, and I'm not proud of that, but that's what happens. So I just go. I just try not to think about it, and I'm like, it's a new day, let's try again, let's try again, let's try again. Okay, reset, let's try it again. Today's gonna be better. And some days are better than most, but that's how I get through it. Lots of coffee, some random cries, and I just don't think about it.
I used to, I remember that when I worked nights, when people used to ask me, how do you do it? Sorry, girls, I think like sports. I was raised with boys, so I think in sports terms. But I would look at it as I had 4 quarters in my day. The first quarter, I was doing this. The second quarter, I did that. The third quarter, and so forth.
Yeah, you get into a routine.
Yeah, and then, but if you do sit down and think about it, the whole world comes apart. So you just don't even, you just keep going.
Don't even
You
acknowledge
just do it. You just do it.
Now,
what can you tell anyone out there that their spouse, and I'm saying spouse because I know of, like I have a great friend, and she has raised 10 kids. Okay.
That's a lot of time to push something out of you.
Yeah, well, she'll say, they're not all mine, but they are hers if she raised
Oh, yeah, okay, I thought you meant like she birthed 10 kids.
Yeah, no, she birthed a few of them.
Okay.
But what she did, she is now in medical field. She's amazing. She worked full time. She still went to school. They raised the 10 kids. She was an instructor at the gym. She's just amazing. Like, you look at her, you're like, how many hours do you have in your day?
Because she doesn't sleep.
I don't have those hours, But
and she probably has like perfect hair and makeup done.
And she's beautiful, and she's always smiling. She's always happy. And I have to give that, how do you say that, props to her husband, because her husband also decided to stay home and take care of the kids while she was doing her stuff. So he deserves all of the awards, even if somebody's like, what? He deserves all of the awards possible.
It takes a strong man to say, all right, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to do this stuff.
Why you do?
And especially in like society where it's like, no, the mom should stay home and they should do this and they should put everything on the back burner. He let me do mine first. And then he said, I put mine on hold. I will let you do your thing, and then I'll do mine. And then, and most men aren't like that. Most men are like, no, I'm going to do this, and then if we have time, then maybe you can wait. Then we'll see what happens. Yeah,
no. So I will ask you, what is the best advice you can give a spouse of an entrepreneur out there? What would you say? Like if a spouse came to them and said, I have this dream.
Oh, so looking back on it, like, I would say to be honest. Because I try to be as honest with my husband as possible, but I think I was so, negative in the beginning that it hurt him. So I was honest with him, but I wasn't really hearing him. I was just like, oh my God, this is going to stress us out. I can't do this. I just stressed out tears and nursing school. I don't want to, it's not fair. But then it wasn't fair to him. So being honest, but don't be too honest. Tell him your fears, tell him your concerns, but know that he's just as scared and whatever too. But pick your battles, because looking back on it, there's so many things I could have avoided, or arguments, or things that happened, we would say or complain about that didn't need to happen. Steven doesn't like to put the toilet paper roll. He don't like to put the toilet paper roll when it's out. He will take the toilet paper roll and set it on there. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Just take it off. You already put it on top. Take it off and put it. I don't even care. I'm not even the girl that cares which way it goes. Some girls are crazy and they care. I don't even care. Just put the damn thing on there. Because half the time we use half of it, and I don't leave it there. And I'll just wait, and half of it's already gone. And I'm like, why? I don't complain about that anymore. I just did. So, It's been building up for a while.
I don't talk about it anymore.
But I don't complain about that anymore. Same thing. I used to get so mad that I would work 3 days in a row, and I would make sure that everybody had clothes, all the dishes, all the clothes were washed, the kitchen was clean, everything, meal prepped, here you go. But I would come home on that second or third day, and I'd wake up first day off, and I only sleep like 3 hours on my first day off because I get off at like 7 in the morning. But to be normal for the next couple days, I'll only sleep for like 3 or 4 hours. I get up, go make myself coffee because you need caffeine. Yeah. So there's all these dishes, and it was just because to me, before I can enjoy a cup of coffee or before I can cook in my kitchen, anything, the kitchen has to be cleaned. I can't cook, and that's my mom's fault. I can't cook in a dirty kitchen. Drives me crazy because then it just piles up more, and then I'm looking for stuff, and half the stuff's dirty. And so I learned to just pick my battles, and I would be like, just put them in the dishwasher, put them in the dishwasher, and if there's clean ones, I just load it up. Here you go. We'll just restart it. Don't judge me. That I reload my clean dishwasher. So I just learned to pick my battles, and that's the biggest thing that I could say is pick your battles. Because if it's not, and that's not just with your spouse, that's pick your battles with your children, pick your battles with your mom, pick your battles with, your mother-in-law, but pick your battles, because is it really that important? Is arguing about that going to even change anything else? Is, let's say your mom makes you upset. Telling her that she made you upset is only going to make her more upset, and you guys get is that worth it? Right. If it's something catty, or, your kids did something that they're probably going to do the next day, whatever, is it worth picking the battle over it? Just, so I don't complain about the dishes, and since I haven't, we are a lot happier. And he does them now. I don't even have to say anything, because he's like, oh, she worked really hard, let me do them. But pick your battles, because some of them aren't even worth it. I would be so angry about the dishes that I wouldn't even listen to the good day he had, or then when some stress would come out or some big problem we had, I would flare up even more because I'm mad about the dishes because, and now this is happening. So now I'm more upset, and I'm not even concentrating on how to fix it.
You're not even noticing that I'm upset. So since you're not noticing, I'm gonna make you notice.
Yeah. So
things happen. Things happen. Yeah. I understand, because I think the older I get, the more I realize that there are things that you should not stress about. And I was like the queen of OCD, and my parents can tell you. I was the queen of OCD, and then I noticed throughout time that you just have to do exactly what you said. You got to pick your battles, because a lot of married couples are getting divorces about just those little battles that they can
that they're constantly nagging and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you, who is Amber Garnica? Who is she?
I don't know that I've ever really been asked that, because I see myself as a mom and a wife and a sister and a daughter and an aunt. Oh, I was going to say an uncle. I'm not an uncle.
She's not.
But I have so many titles that I don't even know if I know who I am in general. People, my husband would be like, oh, she is awesome and she's funny and she's inappropriate. Amber Garnica is pretty inappropriate. And she cusses a lot. And she talks about things she shouldn't, like poop and farting. You shouldn't do that. But I talk about it. Maybe that's a nurse aspect. I think I became a nurse because then it's
okay to talk about it.
It's okay to talk, then it's socially acceptable. But I'm a pretty compassionate person. And I'm wholeheartedly in love with whatever I'm doing. Or if you're my friend, I didn't grow up around my cousins. I grew up here for the last 20 something years. So my friends are legitimately my family. So if you're my friend, and if you're my husband's family is my family, I legitimately love every single person, and I want nothing but the best for people. And I'm super humbled by every experience that I have with people, and I'm just too big of a heart, which sucks because you get used and abused in friendships and stuff that way. But I'm just such an emotional person. When I'm mad, I'm mad, and when I'm sad, I get super sad, and it makes and Steven will be like, it's fine, don't cry, it's not a big deal. And I tell him my feelings are not a light switch. You cannot turn them off and on. It is what it is. And I have so many titles under me, but I think I'm just an overly genuine, compassionate person. Too much.
I can see that.
Too much.
That's a good thing. That is a very good thing.
And I'm trying to be a supportive spouse. We're working on it.
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. What do people not know about you?
Like something funny they don't know about me?
Yeah, what's something funny they don't know about you? I wanna know.
Okay, there's this weird random fact I told you earlier. When
I'm already laughing. I don't even know what she's gonna say.
when
can't wait.
I'm telling you, I care too much about people. So a random fact about me, besides talking about poop and inappropriate stuff, is I care too much about the bums.
Oh, I am the same.
It's like if it starts to be windy, I get really emotional, and I know that everybody's like, oh, she cries for everything, but like it really hurts my feelings because I feel like I can't do anything, or I want to go find all of them. It'll be like really bad windstorms, or it'll be raining, or like in the winter when it's really really cold. I'm like, oh my God, they're probably freezing, and I want to go find them and give them all jackets and blankets and all stuff. Or when we're driving somewhere and I don't have a jacket to give them or anything. We'll be driving somewhere and I'll see, like a little bum and he'll push in a basket and it's windy and I know it's gonna rain later and I just start like crying because I feel bad for them.
Me too. I literally, in a situation like that, I would want to get out of the car and give him my jacket thinking, I can get one tomorrow.
And Steven knows it. Like as soon as it starts to rain and I'm like, he's like, oh, the bums are fine, Amber. Are you thinking, he already know, like I'm like, they're probably freezing cold.
We passed by a homeless person once in Phoenix when Edward and I first started dating, and he told you a story, like I'll feed almost everybody. So he was driving, he stopped at the light, and then just kept driving. And I said, I can't believe you could be that cold. He's like, what? You didn't even look at him straight in the eyes and at least give him something. And he's like, what did I do? I was like, you didn't even look at him straight in the eyes. Like, you completely blocked him. Like, he doesn't even... So we go through that, But we have to talk about something then that I've had in my heart, and maybe we can do it together. But we can do that after the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Now, what would you like people to know about you? Other than what we've talked about.
Know about me? Oh, God. I was just prepared to talk about Steven.
No, we went in around about you too.
I don't know. I think for me, like my first thing is I'm a mom. My kids come first, and Steven knows that. I'm like they're like first, and you're like 1.5, not 2, but like 1.5. And because of that, like I fight so hard for my kids, and since my son, he has epilepsy, I've been a huge voice for it. I probably annoy people way too much about it, but he's growing up and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to make him an amazing human being. I'm not going to be here forever, and I need him to be well off without me and be an amazing gentleman and an amazing husband maybe one day, not right now. I don't even like to think about him dating. It makes me angry. And like have
Something like that.
And like, have kids and do all that stuff, and just he has epilepsy, and that makes it really hard for him to do certain things or things he's not allowed to do.
I think you just said Alexa because Alexa heard you call her.
Oh, sorry, Alexa. So for me, my number one passion that I think I want people to know about me is I'm a big voice for my kids, and even bigger for Aiden, and I will do anything for them, and I will knock down doors, and I will annoy you with every single epilepsy thing that I know about, because that is the only thing I know how to do to make him be better in life. I don't want him to use it as a crutch. I don't want him to use it against himself, to be like, I can't do this because I have epilepsy. I refuse. I refuse to let him defeat him in that sense. So I'm a huge advocate for the Epilepsy Foundation of Arizona.
That's amazing.
And I'm one of the leaders of the Yuma epilepsy group, and we started a couple months ago, and it's a big thing, to have support for that, because it's super lonely doing it, and you feel like you watch your child over and over again die, pretty much, like just suffocate, and you can't do anything, and you can't help them. You can't, and you have to wait. And so I am a huge advocate for this, because I think people need to know, and it could happen to anybody. It could happen to you right now, and it could happen to your kids, it could happen to me, and people need to be aware of that. And as a mom, I want him to know what's going on. I want him to have self-esteem, and I want him to be able to live a long, healthy life as much as he can. and I want to provide that for him. And so I'm a huge, like, that right now is my main.
And you have information on that on your page, right?
Yeah.
Guys, go to her page, Amber Garnica. Go to her page, and she does have information on that. I think it's something that we should all look into. And
then we have a Facebook page too, Yuma Epilepsy, so you can go on there and anything that we promote. Tonight, Wednesday, from 5 to 9 at Native Grill, we're doing a fundraiser there. And they actually contacted me, and Erin Cole, she contacted me and she was like, hey, we need a receiving charity and we would love for you guys to be the charity. And just to be recognized in such a little time that people see it, and I've blown it up so much to be like, wow, here, it's epilepsy, we're talking about it, we're going to take it down, like this is what's happening. To see people acknowledging it and being like, this is a great cause, like we want to help you, is amazing. And my son, he's like so excited because he's like, we're doing another epilepsy event, like that's what I want. Me, like that's what I want people to know me for. Like Amber, she's a mom and she's going to be a kick-ass mom and she's going to do whatever it takes to, you know, do this for her son.
You know, without meeting your mom, you can tell that you have a lot of your mom's strength in you.
Oh, thank you. She'll appreciate that when she watches this.
My mom was a single mother for a long time, and sometimes you wonder how these moms do it, you know.
Yeah.
But they teach you something that I don't think everybody gets unless life gives it to you later. But they teach you how to just do. You just get up and you just do it. People have asked me, how do you get up at 3 in the morning? You just do it. How do you get up at 4? You just do it.
Yeah.
You just get up and you do it, and you do and you do and you do. That's it. There's no magic pill. There's nothing other than coffee a little bit.
I've looked for every magic diet pill too.
Yeah.
There's not one.
There's not one. It doesn't. You just get up and you gotta decide and discipline yourself that whatever you want to do, you focus on that and you do it. Now, is Alexa playing? Oh. Now, here's a question that I just heard this week.
All right.
Here's a question that I heard this week. One of my mentors just asked someone, and I was thinking, I'm going to ask Amber this question. What do people not ask you that you wish they did?
Oh, God. You have really great ones. What do they not ask me that I wish they did? I think, are we talking about Steven still? I'm just kidding. I think when it comes to that, so many people, and I don't tell people this ever, but especially in the beginning when Steven opened up his gym, or now they're like, oh, Steven's done such amazing stuff with his gym. Look at this. This is awesome. And that's so awesome. But it kind of hurts my feelings because people are like, oh, Steven's gym. Oh, Steven's gym. And sometimes Steven will be like, oh, yeah, our gym. But it's not our gym, you know. And I'm not trying to take that away from him. I don't say our nurse. Like, it's not like him. I'm like, me and my husband, because he supported me, we're going to be your nurses tonight. Well, I don't say that. But I feel like I've invested a lot into that too, and I feel like people would ask, I wish people would ask me like, oh, what's it like to own a gym? What's it like to be a spouse? Like when you said that, I was like, oh, that's so nice that somebody's looking at me from that side, because they were like, oh, what's it like to own a gym? You know, when he was on the show, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but nobody ever asked like, what's it like to own a gym, or you know, help your husband own one, or what's it like to be a part of that, or to be just as invested, or any of that. Like, they don't ask you, like, how you feel. They don't ask you, like, anything that's going on with that. It's just like, oh, Amber, she is always saying something funny, or doing some silly dance, and she must be so fun. But they don't ask, like, so what's it like? And that kind of hurts your feelings. Whether it's a good question, or a fun question, or maybe a sad one, like, that hurts. Because I feel like I give just as much input, and he asks me all the time. Like, he just took me into the office at his building. What do you think I should put here? What do you think I should do that? And I'm telling him, and no, I don't think you need to put that there. I think if you had something right, you know, like, let's do it this way. I feel like I'm a part of it, but I don't feel like people think I'm a part of it.
Yeah, it's so hard.
That's not even something worth crying over.
No, but it's normal. You know why? Because
I think I was just happy that you came to me and was like, what's it like? Because I was like, oh, finally, like, let me tell you.
Understand.
Let me tell you.
You know, because I think that's why it was so important to me. When I look around and I see the interviews, I see like Tony Robbins speaking, and I love him. Like, but I don't hear what it's like to be his spouse. What is she?
To be the shadow, to be the one in the background.
To be the shadow that sees the real deal, that really sees the tears, the anger,
and
this is not gonna work.
It does suck to like be the shadows. And let me just tell you, when we go to Starbucks, I go in there with him all the time. I even go there and they're more than them. But they are, hi Steven, how are you today? Oh hey Steven, like everywhere we go. And I'm wearing my name badge. Like, hello.
Guys, there's a Mrs. Garnica out there. Just
hello.
saying.
He don't have a name badge on. Like, how?
Mrs. Steven.
I know. I order a drink from you all the time. But they'll say hi to Steve. Oh, hi, Steven. The usual today. And I'm like, what? And I know that's their job. But, like, even when we go other places, it's like, oh, da, da, da. Oh, and this is Steven's wife. Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
No, this is Amber. Yes, Amber Garnica, but like, I'm me.
Yeah.
And for the longest, and it's still like, oh, and this is Steven's wife. And he does say, he's like, oh, this is my wife, Amber. But then from then on, I'm always known as Steven's wife. So you always feel like you're a shadow. And if you know Steven, he knows everybody. Like, fucking everybody. It's annoying. Like when we go places, everybody, oh, hey, Steven did it. And we, like, going to the movies is like, it's like, it takes forever. He has to drop us off at the tickets and then walk because he knows everybody, and it's annoying. And before it was like, oh, he knew everybody from Zoomies. Like, oh, it's Mr. Zoomies guy. Oh, hey, and all the little kids, you know. And now everybody knows him from Hidden Valley, and then everybody wants to talk. It's like, I just go in the restaurant and I just order because he's just gonna talk to everybody. Or if he's like, oh, I'm gonna go say hi to so and so.
Yeah.
I don't wait. I just eat.
That's how.
Because I'm hangry, and he'll talk to everybody. He's like a little girl. He's like a girl, like a social butterfly.
You know, Edward, as shy as he is, everywhere we go. Even when we first started dating and we came to visit Yuma, we couldn't go to Food City without like 3, sometimes 5 people stopping us on the way. And I was like, this is just Food City, dude. It's just Food City. When we got married and I changed my name, my last name, it was like, oh, so you're the sister-in-law of the head coach of Cibola now, huh? Oh, so Edward, yes. I'm just changing my name.
Do you know?
I'm just changing.
Do you know how awkward it is when I go into a patient's room and I'm like, okay, I'm Amber. I'm gonna be your Amber. I'm like, yeah, like Amber Garnica, like Steven's wife. Are you Steven's wife? And I'm like, oh.
With the needle. Do you really want this?
Yeah, I am.
There's good stuff in
Wait, is this good or bad? What do you say? Was it good? I'll be nice.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm nice to all of them, usually.
Now, I am going to ask you a few fun questions. I dropped a few here, but I think I asked you these.
A few fun. I'm ready. Is it about poop? No?
No, it's not about poop.
Okay.
But
you can tell a lot about your poop. Like your health, you can tell a lot. That's why I ask people. I'm just trying to figure out how healthy you are.
that's true, though. That is true. But what's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
I already told you. Pick your battles.
There we go.
Yeah.
If there were anything else you could do, what would it be? Anything.
Like
Anything.
not like occupation, anything like that?
Yeah, like anything. Wonder Woman, whatever you want.
Okay. Okay, I have 2 things.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so, one, I really want to skydive. I probably would die of a heart attack, but I really want to skydive. But ever since I saw that grandma, like on the Facebook video where she's falling out, I feel like that would be me. Or did you see the guy who had a seizure in the air and they got to him just in time? But what if they didn't? That would be me. And another one is I want to do one of those like those sexy like fitness classes, like where they either hang on like the things, you know, like
the yoga, the trapeze.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a stripper pole one either because I feel like that could be fun for me and Steven. Not in like public, you know, but like the yoga trapeze.
Yes, I want to do that.
I think that would be so awesome.
That would be amazing.
I like fall walking and stuff, so like tangling myself up into that and then trying to know how to flip to get out of it. Like I see videos and I follow this girl, Christy, I think her name's Christy because I just started following her. She always posts these videos of that. It's so awesome. And I'm like, can I do that? I can't flip out of it. But I would love to try something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. That's in my my bucket.
I don't even know if that's her name.
That.
I think that's her name. I just started following her. So.
I have to try it. You know what's funny? Just this past weekend, I was showing Edward one of the ads. I said, I want to do that. Put it in the garage. But I said, maybe I should hire somebody else.
Well, I think it has to be high because you have to be able to I saw another video where this girl was hanging from a swing set, but then it was on a playground, and then I kind of thought that some of the moves are kind of, I don't know that I would want.
What do you think?
Well, I was thinking more they looked a little more seductive to be on a little playground because you move the swing and put it there. But
yeah,
to each its own.
Yeah. Is there a favorite book, music artist, or movie you have we may not know about? Something that gets you fired up each day.
So see, I'm telling you, I'm like a pretty open book. I just talk about everything, even things I shouldn't. I love Bruno Mars. I just think he's so sexy. And those curls. He kind of reminds me of Steven's curls.
You probably want to log out right now.
Yeah, he already knows. I love him, and then the way he dances, and then he just. But Steven can dance good too, and he has curls, so this is a win. But
does he have curls?
Yeah, he has thick thick curly hair.
I've just seen him with a hat.
Yeah. Well, he covers it, but he's got
that's pretty cool.
Little Jerry curl curls. It's he gets a little afro. It's funny.
Really?
Mhm.
We have to see a picture of you with that hat.
He used to grow it out like Bruno Mars. I would just wake up all starstruck every
Go out
day.
there again.
Not that I don't, but Bruno Mars, he hits me in a funny spot.
Well, he is half Puerto Rican, so us Puerto Ricans. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing that out there. But what would you like to be remembered by? And those are all my questions.
Oh, okay. So we should make this one good.
Yes.
What do I want to be remembered by? I don't know. How people have these things I want to go down in history as this. I want to go down in history as I want to be remembered by.
If Aiden can say to his future wife, sorry, future wife.
No, I'll love her eventually.
Or his children, my mother was.
I hope he says that I never gave up. Yeah, because I'm trying really hard for him right now, and it's only been I think my mission that I've been doing has been the last year and a half for this, and it's becoming so big. But what I've been putting on for him in different events and the fundraisers that I throw and all that, I hope that my kids see that I never gave up. And having children young. I didn't have a kid when I was super young, but younger than all my other friends and stuff. That I didn't let anything stop me from what I wanted to do, and supporting his dad. Maybe not in the beginning, but I give his dad tough love. We'll say I supported Steven, but with tough love. I want him to know that I never gave up, and I never let anything put me down. And anytime somebody said, because I've had many people tell me you can't do that, or you're not gonna be able to do that, or why do you want to do that? That every time somebody ever told me that I was gonna be something I'm not, that pushed me harder. And I hope that he knows one day that I knocked down every single obstacle that somebody told me that I wasn't gonna do. And that I was super strong, and that if he ever has a daughter, that he would raise them just as strong as me, and that my mom raised, or if he ever has a son, that he would raise them to be the best gentleman that I'm trying to raise for them.
That's amazing.
I guess.
That's amazing. Well, Amber, I want to thank you for coming today.
Oh, thank you. I only used 2 tissues, so that's good.
Mine came, and then, okay, keep it together.
I know, I thought you were going to cry way more.
But guys, this is also, I think, it's more of an awareness for us to also understand that the spouses of entrepreneurs
go
through a lot. Yes, we go through a lot. And not every time you see a power couple out there doesn't mean they haven't had hard nights.
I think that makes a power couple. I think people who think that they're power couples, I'm not taking anything away from them, but we talked about earlier, the power couples that are yeah, let's do this, I support you, usually don't have anything to lose. They still have money, or they still have this, they don't have anything to lose. I think what makes you a power couple is you will get knocked down, you will hate each other, you will, fight, and you will, feel like you're losing everything, but come out on top. And I feel like that's what makes your power couple. When you succeed at the very end, and you're still together, and you're still making it, despite what everybody else thinks, or despite how ugly your story gets or whatever, like, that makes you a power couple.
Yeah, definitely. I know that Edward and I we're very challenging, how do I say, kind of competitive with each
I'm
other.
competitive with Steve. I'm more competitive with him than he is with me.
Yeah, are you?
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of competitive. Now, I know that what makes us stronger is the fact that whenever I'm down here, he's up here.
Yeah.
Whenever he's down here, I'm up here. So there are times, it's funny because the last 2 weeks we've gotten a lot of PMs from people that are amazed of how we are together, and we are deeply in love with each other. We are. But there are times that I'll get up and I'll say, I don't want to do this. And he'll say, get up and do it. That's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm all emotional over here.
Yeah.
you didn't even see my tears. He just gets, get up and do it. And sometimes he'll get up and he's like, what am I doing? You're doing what you set out to do.
Get up and do it, yeah.
Get up and do it. Bottom line. And that's what I think makes us the power couples, that we have that where that competitiveness is good.
Yeah.
You know, it's very good that you do press that button and Steven and say, what if? No, I don't think so. Because I think that alone makes them work even harder, and it makes you guys who you are.
Yeah.
But, stronger. So guys, okay, it's an Amber and Steven jam. Let's just clear that out.
No.
Just kidding. But, it's a dream that they worked for together. Very, very, very hard nights. Lots of questions, lots of fear.
Yeah.
I do want to thank you for coming,
thanks
Amber.
for having me.
It was amazing.
You made me happy.
Thank you. Now, guys, this is also going to be in we have a new channel in YouTube, so make sure to tune there. Once we have it ready, we'll go ahead and post it. You know what I want to do? I want to ask something. Was there a question? Is there a question that anybody asked? Yeah, sure. Can you check and see?
Oh, geez.
I know. This is like off cam. Let's see. Oh, I think I just closed your phone. Shoot, I did.
You got it. Oh.
No.
I feel like we're on one of those ones now where they ask the questions.
Oh,
have you
I
ever
got it.
seen, I follow this one, Nana Max, and they always have those 3 girls up there in their clothes, and they're like, any questions? And da-da-da. And they like,
I
feel
know.
except nobody's asking me about my clothes. That's okay. I'm kind of plain Jane when it comes to that.
Wow, where are your shoes from? Because I do like them.
These are from Target.
Yeah. Awesome. That's my favorite store.
Oh God, I love Target.
I can't go in there. Like Edward limits me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when Steven goes, Amber, you can only spend, and he'll get me, I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going. You can't send a girl in there.
I can't go in there just to get, because here we have the bigger Target where you can do groceries. But I can't go in there and say, I'm just going to get milk.
No, because I start on one and I just go down every one.
I don't know
And
why. I still go to the clothing
And
aisle
I'm like,
first.
okay, we're going to get Starbucks, and then the boys are going to get an ice, and I'm going to get them a pizza, and that way they're occupied for at least 40 minutes. So I can, and then that's when all the flare-ups will start. But at least for 40 minutes, it just...
You know what I used to do? I used to take one of the pillows and put Giselle there and have her just take her nap, because I knew this was going to take a while. It's just going to take a while. Now, here's what I want you to see. This is amazing. Oh, Steven wants to know what's for lunch.
What?
What's for lunch?
I'm not cooking because I'm working right now.
Oh, sorry.
He can take me to celebrate me being an entrepreneur's life.
Take out for sure. Okay, so I do want you to read your post or your video, because there are a lot of people thanking you, laughing, everything. So I want you to go ahead and read those. Make sure you read those once you get home.
I will. I'm going to rewatch this and be like, God, why did I cross my hands like that? Why did I cry like that? Oh, Jesus. Show them?
Yeah. Read them out. Read one, at least.
Every single guy leaves the toilet paper roll on top. You're most definitely not alone.
Poor Steven. We don't like that though, Steven. Kind of. Sort of. Anyway.
Aww. Yvette said, you're the best, Amber. Your family is so blessed to have you in their lives. And so is Hidden Valley. Oh, that makes me cry. Oh. And Steven wants to know what's for lunch as usual. Oh, Steven has crying emojis. I must have made him cry.
Oh.
I'm going to have to see when everybody posted this. so I can see like what I was saying.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody said something about me talking about poop. Oh, somebody said don't cry again, Amber.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, we have amazing family and friends that support us, and it's so crazy how our friends that have been lifelong friends support us, and then our Hidden Valley family, like, it's truly a family, and they truly are like backing us and supporting us, and just like the love we feel, like I don't even think that it's possible without them. Because like I'll come and I'll just be upset and I'll complain, about Steven or something, like, oh God, and because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'll show it to you, and I don't sugarcoat anything, and I talk about me and Steven. I don't make it seem like we're perfect. So if you know me, you know we're not. And I think that it's awesome because all these women and men come here and they say things like, we relate to you guys so much because of you. You saved our marriage, and we're like, what? They were like, yeah, we didn't have anything in common, and my wife started coming here, and I was against it, and I came here, and now we have something in common. We have something to talk about, and we're getting fit together, and now we have the same goals, and we have some of the things in common. And when we do things, we also do things outside the gym, not at just the gym. I think we're infamous for having Hidden Valley parties and just partying for no reason.
That's good.
So I don't have a six-pack, but because we feel like it is a family thing, and we all struggle together, and we all are trying to get different skills or different goals or whatever out of it. But at the end of the day, like, we're all human. We're all either in a relationship or married or have kids or don't have kids or going to school, even the young kids, and it's something that they look up to. Like the younger kids that come and they see their parents working out, or the kids that are about to go off to college, like, I want to do something like this with the spouse, or I want to be just as involved with my spouse as you guys are. And I think that we couldn't do this without them either. Like, our Hidden Valley family is amazing. Yeah, like me and Steven probably wouldn't have survived this, or he wouldn't have survived me, I don't know, if we didn't have such an amazing backing from them and both our families. Like, they're all supportive of it, and they all will do whatever it takes. I mean, we had people last summer that came out and were building walls for the gym. Like, we weren't even paying them. They were like, no, we'll volunteer, we'll do it. Building walls when it was 115 degrees out there because they wanted it, because they wanted to be a part of it. That is why I'm saying, like, every single person that goes to Hidden Valley has put something in that. They have either put something into that wall, they have put something on the wall. Like, just know that every time you pay to go to the gym, you're paying to have your heart there too, because everything you give us, we put back for you. We put back to make you a better life, to give you a better life, to keep you stronger for your kids and for your family. And that's a blessing we're giving you, but you're giving us a blessing because Steven's so happy. And I remember the first time I ever drove up to the gym, it was packed. There was cars there. And I was like, holy shit, he did it. And I remember thinking, crap, now I got to tell him, like, okay, you were right. And I don't want to be wrong. But I remember walking up and trying to find a parking spot, and I couldn't. And I was like, my God, this place is packed. And it was people getting done with that class, people warming up for the next class, and a couple on the sides, waiting to sign up. And I was so proud of him. And then I see him when he coaches, and he's so, like, happy. And I'm so happy that he's finally happy and doing what he said he was going to do, that I fought him on, that he still did. And I'm so happy he did that. I'm so happy that he listened to me on the concerns I had, but, like, he was so amazing and followed his dream, because when he coaches, it was like, I make it really hard for him. I dance when he wants me to be working out. I sing when he's trying to talk. Like, I'm not, like, he'll be like, don't go in the morning class because we already have a lot of chatty Cathys. No, don't, because I make it worse. But if you ever go and you ever watch him, you see the passion in his eyes, and he's so good, and they just love him. And when I'm mad at him, it makes me sick, because I'm like, oh my God.
He's got good energy.
Yeah,
he's got very good energy.
Amazing. And he has gotten so many other people to be coaches. And then we've lost amazing coaches because they've gone off to do bigger things and go to school, and they're in the military. But yeah, he is amazing.
Yeah, he's got really good energy. Even his just being around him when he was there at the interview, just not energy as in hyper, but energy as in you feel comfortable. Yeah. Just even the guys, he made the guys feel really comfortable. But okay, so let's finish with tonight, 5 o'clock?
5 to 9, yes, at Native Grill. Okay. You do have to show them your flyers. So The only thing that I say is it's on my page or Steven's page, but if you go to Yuma Epilepsy, you like it, there's a flyer on there, and it says Wing It and Bike Night. Face paintings, there's the Harley Davidson people, they're going to have their best bike contest out there. There's games, those ones are free. You can purchase a Purple Heart. All proceeds, 15% of all proceeds go back to Yuma Epilepsy. It's an amazing cause, and we're hoping to do amazing things for all the little brave brains of Yuma.
Awesome. Okay, so be there. Go to her page, Amber's or Steven's. Thank you guys for joining us today. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.